The woman opened her eyes and realized she was trapped inside a hidden storage container. Half of her body had already gone numb from the freezing seawater. With great difficulty, she lifted her head and looked toward the only small opening above her. Outside, there was nothing but the endless ocean. And all of this had happened because of her husband and her best friend. She had once believed she was the happiest woman in the world, but she never imagined that her husband had already joined hands with her closest friend, the very same friend who had secretly loved him for years. They had already done terrible things in the past, and now they wanted to get rid of her too, so they could take control of the huge fortune in her name and the child she was carrying. Seawater kept pouring in through the opening. Suddenly, the woman remembered that her phone was still with her, but the screen was cracked and she couldn't unlock it. In frustration, she almost threw the phone into the water, but after calming herself down, she quickly began searching the abandoned container for anything that could help her survive. She used tape to seal the hole and slow down the seawater flowing inside, but just then, a sharp pain suddenly struck her stomach. Was she about to give birth? Fortunately, it turned out to be a false alarm. She discovered that the tape sealing the hole had somehow been washed away by the seawater. She tried to seal it again the same way, but the tape had already lost its stickiness. Then she noticed a strip of sealing tape stuck to a plastic box. She quickly removed it with a small knife and pressed it tightly over two leaking holes to stop more water from getting in. Next, she took out a soft tube from a tool bag she had found earlier. She pushed it through the opening and extended it outside, then used the plastic box to manage and remove the water collecting inside. Suddenly, Nyen Nyen, Nyen Nyen, is that you? Say something, Nyen Nyen. Hello? Why are you so late? Hello? The number you have dialed is switched off. Hello? The number you have dialed is switched off. Just when the woman was about to lose all hope, she suddenly heard what sounded like a boat engine in the distance. She rushed toward the opening and did everything she could to call for help and signal in that direction, but the distance was too great. Unless she could somehow reach the top of the container, there was no way anyone would notice her. She immediately grabbed the metal rods she had found earlier and began striking the steel ceiling above her. Before long, she had managed to make several holes overhead, but at the final moment, all her strength and the usefulness of the tool gave out. By then, she was exhausted, hungry, and dizzy. Eventually, she lost consciousness from complete physical exhaustion. That night, she was suddenly awakened by a heavy rainstorm. No! Help! Help! Save my baby! The rain poured down so hard that it even forced its way into the container. The woman quickly began collecting rainwater in a plastic box. After getting some water and recovering a little strength, she forced herself back to her feet. She pulled out a rope and began trying once again to tear open the metal above her. At that moment, she found a surge of unbelievable strength. Finally, she managed to rip away the metal sheet above her, and at that exact moment, she heard the sound of the boat engine again.